With all the turmoil around the Chicago Bears this last week, I think we forgot that it's FGB week, and we're going to get back to that on today's episode, which is going to talk about what the Chicago Bears need to do to help their chances to win against the Green Bay Packers. Plus, it's Mailbag Day, so we're going to dive into your voicemails as well. All that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. I want to start off with some of the keys to the games for the Chicago Bears heading into this matchup with the Green Bay Packers. I think there are a couple of things that this team needs to do. Again, we'll see how it ends up working out, right? But overall, you got to rely on your weapons. I think that more than anything else, that if I want to see Thomas Brown do anything, you got to find a way to put the ball in the hands of your playmakers. That means Roschon. That means DeAndre Swift. That means DJ Moore. That means Keenan Allen. That means Rome Odunze. That means Cole Kmet, right? If we find a way to do that more frequently, whatever that means, whether that means going to more short throws and more short yardage situations, going more up-tempo to help Caleb Williams in an area of the game that he seemed the most comfortable at. Whatever you need to do to get there, that is one of the first and most important things that we need to do in this game on the offensive side of the ball is find a way to get the ball in the hands of our weapons. If we can do that, that hopes goes a long way in the Chicago Bears being able to win this game. If we don't, we struggle. It's just as simple as that, right? DeAndre Swift has gotten into a nice rhythm in the pass game and in the running game, outside of the last couple of weeks. And so we need to find a way to benefit off that. But there's no reason why Cole Kmet should have only 3 receptions since the bye week. We got to find a way to better utilize him and DJ Moore for that matter. Rome has been pretty solid, right? But if we increase those things, if we increase those weapons, that's going to be a really big thing, as well as establishing the run game, which of course goes with utilizing and putting the ball in the hands of your weapons. Also, I'd like to see Caleb Williams under center a little bit more, just personally, especially in rundowns. But overall, that's a personal thing. I think on that offensive side of the ball, if we can get the ball in the hands of our weapons, that's going to go a long way in helping the Chicago Bears team as well. We have to be on our strengths. Cole Kmet and DJ Moore is a strength. DeAndre Swift has turned himself into a strength. We have to do that. And also simplify the game some for Caleb Williams. Like, make no mistake about it. For the longevity of his career, he needs to be able to do more. But right now, especially against a game like the Green Bay Packers and what this game does mean for Bears fans and for the Bears to try to start changing some momentum, at this point, simplify the game. It's okay. Simplify it. Put it in this situation because simplicity is simplicity for a reason, right? Usually you can have some modicum of success. If you can have success in the simple aspects of the game of football, that can increase your success in other areas of the game. And that's what you need to do against this Green Bay Packers team as well. And then also, let's start actually playing and looking like a damn offense that actually has a game plan, right? That's the first thing as well. Let's not be one of those teams that you can clearly see from while under Shane Waldron's time here, when the Chicago Bears got out to a deficit or they had a couple of drives that stalled, we did not have any type of success. And by that, we got to be able to move the chains on third down. We got to have a better percentage as far as conversion rates on third downs. If we want to really have a chance to get in some of these games, we got to be better on that. Find a way to stay on the field. Move the damn chains. If we're not moving the chains, I tell you what, it's going to be ugly for the rest of the season for the Bears, and it may be ugly anyway, right? I'm not here to say that we're going to all of a sudden have a lot of change in success, but we really got to get better on that as well. So get more first downs. We have 160 first downs so far. We got to be better in that aspect of it. The Bears right on the season are 35 of 122 on third down conversions. That's not good. That's 28% on the season of third down conversion rate. We must be better in that aspect of the game. If we can't, listen, it's going to be bad. The defense is taking care of their business. When you look at opponents, we hold opponents to 33% third down conversion. They're still better than what our offense has been, but that's something that's manageable, right? So we got to be solid in that area. And if we can't do that, it's going to be ugly for the Chicago Bears. It's going to be completely ugly for this team. So let's get better in our third down efficiency. Let's get better in how we execute the game of football on that side of the ball. And if we can, listen, it can go away. Our defense is pretty much taking care of business as far as keeping most games the scoring low. We got to be able to do that. Also, if we can keep Caleb Williams off his back as much as he's been in the last couple of games, that can help the Bears quite a bit as well. Then on the defensive side of the ball, attack Jordan Love in every area. Make it difficult for him down the field and looking for his receivers. Make that game difficult for his receivers. Put Jordan Love on his ass if you can do that. Put him on his ass. And I don't make the day difficult for Jordan Love. When he leaves playing the Chicago Bears, he should feel it, right? Whether it's because he felt pressure, whether it was because it was a lot of QB hits, whether it was a lot of sacks, whatever it is, we got to get that pressure. We got to get that pressure on Jordan Love, because if you can make Jordan Love uncomfortable, he makes mistakes and he throws interceptions. So we have to make that game difficult on the offensive side of the ball for Jordan Love. He's more than likely going to have some success, right? I'm not saying we're going to pitch a shutout or make it look like Jordan Love is just a terrible quarterback on Sunday, but I tell you what, we need to do a good enough job to be able to make it difficult for Jordan Love. He needs to be able to look at it and say, hey, the Bears, they put me through the ringer in this game. That's what we need to see from the Bears defense today. And that comes via the synergy of the pass rush and the pass coverage. We have to be solid in both those areas of the game. I know we're missing Jaquan Brisker. We got Kyler Gordon back. Tyreek Stevenson needs to wake the fuck up. But overall, we still got Jalen Johnson. We still got Montez Sweat. We still got Javon Dexter. I think we're going to have Darrell Taylor coming in there. We know we lost Andrew Billings, but we need to find a way to get that pressure, and we can't allow them to bail themselves out in the running game. Josh Jacobs has 762 yards rushing so far in the season, and Emmanuel Wilson has 254. So you got to be prepared for what this team's going to try to do against you on the ground, and if you're not ready for that, it's going to be ugly for you. So the Bears overall need to be ready for what's happening. Yes, Josh Jacobs is questionable in this game, but still, outside of that, you still got to look at what this team's able to do. And this is a team that is going to try to do something against the ground on you. They're going to try to get their wide receivers to have some success down the field against the Bears secondary. We need to be prepared. Act like we got a plan, right? And execute. The motive of the day for the Chicago Bears should be put Jordan Love on his ass. That's what it should be. Right? Let's make no mistake about it. It's pettiness back on from now until Sunday. And part of that pettiness is it's FGB week. And to that, you got to fuck the Green Bay Packers up. And it's time for the Bears to do some work and be the monsters of the Midway. And I don't mean that in dominating the game, but I mean that when people face off against the Bears, they got to feel it. That's what we need to do in this game. All the shit that we've been through in the last week, all the shit that we've been through in the last 3 weeks of losing games, take all that out on those green and yellow motherfuckers that's out there on the field against you and get the fucking job done. That's what we need to do against this Packers team. That's it. That's the motive for Sunday is get the job done. Terrorize them. That's what we need to see. Terrorize the Green Bay Packers. When the Packers leave from Soldier Field on Sunday, they should be able to say, hey, the Bears came out to play against us. Win, lose, or draw, right? Well, I guess you can't tie in football. You need to be able to make the game difficult on these cheeseheads. That's what you need to do. It's time to feast, right? It's time to get back to it. At this point, the season is the season. Whether we're not going to probably make the playoffs, all they just put it all out on the field. Go out there and have some fun and just try to fuck some shit up. Now, I don't mean by doing that as in playing dirty or get a bunch of penalties, but this is what it is. It's FGB week, and to fuck Green Bay, you got to fuck some shit up. Go out there and fuck up some Packers. That's what I want to hear. I want to see some tough hitting. I want to see some execution. I want to see absolutely getting after it. I want to see Jalen Johnson completely shut down a motherfucker. That's what I want to see, right? Take out all that energy, all that frustration, all that built-up rage, all that disappointment after the last few weeks, and go out there and get it. And overall, too, Matt Eberflus, you need to understand the moment of this. You have personally failed the Chicago Bears. You, Caleb Williams, have failed the Chicago Bears. It's time now for one of the most important matchups that the Bears fans are going to get up for in Soldier Field. Pay some respect to those people that paid some money and go out there and fuck some shit up. That's what we need to see against the Green Bay Packers. That's what I want to see on Sunday. Leave it all out on the field. Go out there and get it done. Make sure you beat Jordan Love up. Everybody who's been talking shit from the Packers, their safety, everything, make them feel it today. I don't give a damn that they're 6-3 and we're 4-5. I don't care about none of that. Records don't matter when you face off against the Packers. A win against the Packers for where the Bears are right now and where this fan base is and what y'all, through your own stupidity, through Ryan Poles and everybody else has put the Bears fans through this season, go out there and fuck some shit up. That's what it has to come down to. Everybody needs to play with some pride today because guess what? This is the game. On Soldier Field, this is one of the games where everybody's going to get up for the most. Go out there, get it done, and guess what? Fuck some shit up. That's what I want to see. And by fuck some shit up, I don't mean fuck up our chances. I mean go out there and fuck up some cheeseheads. That's what you need to do. This needs to feel like one of the old school Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears matchups. If you can't outskill them, you beat them the fuck up. That's what you need to do. You beat them the fuck up. They've owned this matchup for the last decade plus. It is what it is. A lot of people look at it and say, can you even say it's a rivalry because they just been beating the Bears' ass? And that's fair. Go out there and fuck some shit up. That's what I want to see against the Green Bay Packers today. And let's hope that the Chicago Bears can get it done. Listen, I would love nothing more than on Sunday to be talking about a Bears win against the Packers. It doesn't fix everything, but it makes it feel a little bit better. And that's the petty side of me, and it's time to get petty again. It's FGB week. Let's get petty. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the voicemails for today. This first voicemail, this one's from Fred.
Hey, yo, Haize, what up, man? Cognac Boys, Bobby, C-Dub, Big Cab, Steve-O, what it do, fella? I kind of feel somewhat better now, man, that they fired Shane Waldron, no coaching ass, and they got rid of Nate Davis' lazy ass. It's a start. Them two was a chance. They was a chance for the team. The only motherfucker we got to get rid of off this team is Eberflus and Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan should have been fired when Shane Waldron got fired because our line is playing like trash. Like, seriously. Now, the only thing we got to do now is sit back and see if Thomas Brown can be that offensive coordinator. If he can be that offensive coordinator, get this offense in rhythm and get it going, and we see some positive things from him, there's a possibility he may be a future offensive coordinator for us. He may not be, especially if we end up getting a new head coach. I hope we can get rid of Eberflus and get Ben Johnson, because Ben Johnson, he'll know what to do like he do in Detroit. He utilized every goddamn weapon in Detroit, and we need a coach like that. We need an offensive coordinator who's going to actually coach the players up, coach on their weakness, and turn it into strength. We need actual, real, right coaches. That's all we meant saying, like, get the right coaches and the right players so we can be up there so the media and everybody can stop disrespecting us, man. Because enough is enough. The Bears, as an organization and as a team, they should be getting tired of being disrespected, man. They should be getting tired of losing. When that shit is going to change, man, because that's how the coach is going to be better. And then we do need leaders in that locker room. Guys that ain't scared to speak their mind, that will step up. And honestly, I'm not a big Tom Brady person, but I did agree with what he said before the season start, that rookie quarterbacks do need to sit down and learn for about a year or two, maybe, 3, so they get the concept of how the NFL is. Because these guys coming in here thinking, oh, the NFL is just going to be easy. Like, no, it's a total different ball game. And honestly, I think we should have sat Caleb and let him learn, because he's still playing like he's in college. You can't play that way. This is a grown-ass man league where you got grown-ass men flying to the ball and doing their thing, man. But let me know what you guys think, though, fellas, because I'm hoping that they at least go out there and upset Green Bay this Sunday. I'm hoping we beat Green Bay Sunday. If not, then I know what it is. But let me know what you think. Chicago up, better down enough.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree with you as far as firing Shane Waldron and letting Nate Davis go. It was just needed to do. Like, you got to cut the dead weight at some point. And I understand why a lot of Bears fans ask things like, all right, how much is this going to change, right? And we'll see. But yeah, Chris Morgan, Matt Eberflus, business still got to get done with those guys in the offseason, I think, as well. As far as the Thomas Brown aspect, I think what Thomas Brown could do, and I had an episode on this yesterday, was as far as helping things with this offense, is just more direction, a more clear direction, being kind of willing to take a little bit more risk, right? Now, he's not going to reinvent the playbook. So as far as like all of a sudden having more concepts and things, it's probably not going to happen, but he can make sure he utilizes his weapons a little bit better. So that's what I think. As far as Ben Johnson, we'll see what happens. Listen, I know that Ben Johnson has been all the rave and in the rumors, and one thing in being on this side of the camera is that you notice a lot of times when Bears fans, really any sports team, I think, when rumors start coming out about a guy, it's like we all fixate on that guy. That's why in the episode I did a couple of days ago, I talked about other candidates outside of Ben Johnson, because I think at this point everybody's so fixated on Ben Johnson. And the one thing that I don't want Bears fans to do, which is they already are doing it with Harbaugh, is that if the Bears don't end up getting Ben Johnson, for them to be like, oh my God, the Bears fared again. How did we not get Ben Johnson? He wanted this job, all because people are just going off the rumors, which were last season. And for all we know, like, Ben Johnson he chose not to take the Commander's job, right? So for all we know is that it could go a different way. Maybe another team offers something that's further along than the Bears. So I just don't want everybody to fixate on Ben Johnson. He would be a great candidate, make no mistake about it. But if the Bears don't get him, I don't want everybody to go through this spiral like people have done already about the Jim Harbaugh thing, which it seemed like he was never really going to come here. So that's just a little aspect to throw out there. As far as the Packers, it's FGB week, period. It's FGB week. Fuck the Green Bay Packers. If you couldn't tell that from my first segment, I'm over it. Fuck them up. Now, letting Caleb learn. Here's the thing. You're sitting Caleb. So right now, Caleb Williams has played more snaps, played more downs, started more games than Tyson Bagent. And not to say that that's the end-all, be-all, but like usually when you let a player sit behind, it's because they're learning behind somebody who has more experience than them at the NFL level. Now, one could say, and I'll make the argument against that Tyson Bagent, his poise that he did show, even though he made some mistakes and was interception prone at times as well. Like, I think right now the grass is greener on the other side is what a lot of Bears fans are looking at it for. And I can understand that because Caleb Williams has been bad, which then warrants it to start looking at, all right, who can be better than that? But I think ultimately this Bears, the duality in it is that for people saying that the Bears season is doomed, but then say, hey, let's make it, nothing's going to magically turn this Bears season around. To me, Caleb has to learn to go through the adversity. He's your quarterback of the future. It'd be different if you brought in a veteran quarterback. You didn't do that. So I think that you let Caleb Williams continue to learn through what he's gone through. You hope that better protection because you don't want to see him get like majorly injured. But, there is something to be said as well that the Bears could be ruining this kid. So we'll see what the future holds. All right, let's get into this next voicemail. This one's from Darius.
What's going on, guys? It's Darius from Dallas, man. I was just calling to comment on the latest developments. Thank God Nate Davis' sorry ass is up out of Chicago. You were a waste of fucking money, waste of time. See you in the CFL, my boy, or UFL, whichever one you want to do. Take your pick. Yeah, man, I think Thomas Brown, he could end up working, man, if he would just stick to the basics. I think we really don't even need too much. He don't have to come in here and be some mastermind. Get that ball to Roschon in between the tackles, and let's scheme DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and Cole Kmet. Let's get some route concepts that are going towards the middle of the field instead of the outside of the field. I mean, I'm just seeing too many times, even during the game, man. And let me know what y'all think about this, because people are saying that Caleb's holding on to the ball too long. I understand that. That's something that can definitely hamper your offense. But listen, every time I think he's holding on to the ball too long and they go back and do the replay, I don't see nobody fucking open. So I guess if you want to critique him, say, all right, well, just, throw it away, Caleb. All right, cool. But then he's going to be throwing that motherfucker away probably 2 out of every snap. Two downs out of every drive. He's going to be throwing that motherfucker away on first down, second down, and maybe on third down, he'll heave it up in the air and see what happens. Those route concepts, nobody was open. That's what people aren't understanding about Caleb. You go back, you look at the all-22. These route concepts these guys are not getting open. I don't know if it's because the wide receivers have, a lack of effort, because they don't believe in Waldron's scheme. Who knows? I heard, Keenan Allen was saying a little bit about how saying Waldron was a little too soft. He was letting too much shit slide. But I'm just sitting here like Eberflus. If you see that in training camp, why ain't you pulling Shane aside and saying, hey, man, you got to be tougher on them? I mean, what the fuck, dude? I learned how to hold people accountable being a fucking warehouse manager. You mean to tell me you getting paid $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 million a year and you can't see in training camp every day that Shane's being too easy on his guys? You ain't seeing every day that Shane is not going at a certain intensity with the offense. He's not demanding excellence out of that offense. You don't see that every day? When you in training camp, I don't get it, man. I don't get how you don't see that, Eberflus. But that's all right. Your ass is out the door next. Let's just hope that we can get some common sense play calling in here, guys. We got Green Bay. I don't know, man. I might just have to start listening to Bull Central, Haize, and go ahead just tap into the Bulls, my boy. Texas up there down.
Per what I said earlier, I'm good that Nate Davis is gone. Thomas Brown it does need to stick to the basics. You're not going to reinvent the wheel. You say more route trees. The plays aren't going to change, right? We're not going to change plays. Now, maybe better utilization of the plays that we have in that playbook, because I still think we didn't really use or go deep into the bag of our playbook. So I think you got to scheme for your weapons, right? You got to do that. And yes, Caleb Williams is holding on to the ball too long. But as you said, two things can be true. The wide receivers also aren't necessarily getting open, or that window in which they're getting open is very, very small at times. But we can't also act like Caleb Williams isn't missing wide receivers when they're open as well. It's both things are happening at the same time, and the Bears and hopefully it balances out, right? And then we could start having more success in the air, and Caleb Williams could start seeing more success, which then could build off his confidence and hopefully build off the Bears' offense overall starting to look a little bit better as well, right? That's what you hope to happen here. Will it happen? That's another question, and that remains to be seen, but we'll be covering it all right here at Chicago Bears Central. All right, let's get into the next voicemail. This one's from K2.
Yo, what up, fellas? It's your boy K2 again, man, and, I hate to sound like a broken record, bro, but here we go again. Y'all know I be in my feelings, man. I be getting a little excited sometimes, man, and I apologize for that. But I just want to say something, man. I don't know why this organization cannot just find the right coaching. And the crazy part is we know they can't, because when we get a chance to interview some good coaches, they go elsewhere and just do good. And we just missed out on that. It's been like that with quarterbacks, coaching, the players, whatever, right? But, man, I guess for now, bro, it still is kind of trending up just a tad bit, man. I know our offense been trash the last 3 weeks, bro, and that might have been Shane Waldron's fault, bro, and I'm hoping that this new Thomas Brown guy can come in. I hope he can come in and do things right, man. Does it sound like he could help? Yeah. Is he saying the right things? Yeah. But we just got to see it on the field, man. I think all Chicago Bears fans at this point just want to see good results. Just not bad results. At least good results. We just want to see some good results, right? So I'm just hoping that that's the case this weekend, man. I know it's not going to be easy, man, but we could possibly just, if we can, just do simple, better. We all know that Caleb Williams getting jammed on third downs. Let's just start running more drag routes, more mesh routes, more option routes, more slant. Let's just try it. Let's just try it and see what happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? It might be the key to fixing a lot of things, man. But I also still feel that Chris Morgan needs to be fired, because I feel like if we don't change anything, for real, we need to change our offensive line coach, bro, because I don't think he's been helpful at all in any facet of anything, right? They say that, the line can't hold for this long, for that long. You know what, man? Nah, you still got a job to do, bro, just like everybody else got a job to do. I understand Caleb Williams got to play better, wide receivers got to play better, but our line needs to play the best they can possibly play as well, too, man, because they've been trash for a long time. But, man, I'm just hoping for good things this weekend, bro. I'm still not going to watch. I'm not going to lie, man, but I'll stay in tune with the stats, and I'll be checking in with you guys. So I hope y'all having a good week, and I hope y'all have an even better weekend, man. Chicago up, bear down.
Listen, KT, I'm glad that you admit that you get we all get emotional as Bears fans, right? And that just is what it is. Being a Bears fan is emotional in of itself, because this franchise always finds a way to disappoint and pisses us off, right? When it comes down to it. So, we'll see what happens, man. This is the opportunity for Caleb Williams to kind of turn the perspective of some Bears fans. If he can have a big game against the Green Bay Packers, a lot of Bears fans would then be like, all right, go out and do it again. Let's calm down on whatever on our feelings. Let's go out there and do it again. Caleb, Thomas Brown, everybody. If the Bears can get a win, it doesn't solve the season, but I do think it goes a lot in the morale of the Bears and in Bears fans, and I think that's an important part of this. As far as Chris Morgan, yeah, he needs to be fired. He probably shouldn't have been retained, but I think if you're going to say that we have to hold ourselves to a standard or move off of coaches, how the fuck can Chris Morgan still have a job? It's time for Chris Morgan to go as well. And I don't think anybody's really going to disagree with that. Now, you can say about the talent that he got and things not like that, but at the end of the day, He hasn't been good at his job. You can go out and find somebody who's done at least what Chris Morgan has done, and with a more improved offensive line. Hopefully, Ryan Poles wakes up and improves that offensive line. The standard that should be set should be higher of what we expect from our offensive line coach regardless. So let's hope that that's the case as well. Let's get into the last voicemail for today. I'm sorry, no, we got two more. Let's get into this one from John Johnson.
Chicago Bears Center. How everybody doing? Bobby, Haize, Steve-O, Cognac Boys, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, check this out, man. It's your boy John Johnson, South Carolina. I'm using the voicemails. Y'all ain't been playing my ish, but it is what it is. But listen to me. Everybody needs to realize, and we need to go ahead and accept it, because at the beginning of the season, everybody's talking about, I'll play all this and that, and I've been calling for Matt Nagy head. I mean, not Falcon, excuse me. I've been calling for Eagle's head. Let's get rid of him. Gotta go. He is trash. But simple fact, we move on from Justin Fields. We got Caleb Williams. Yeah, everybody expected Caleb to do good. Everybody expected him to do great things for him. But the simple fact is this. He's a rookie. He's going to go through shit. And obviously, he's going through it right. But I can guarantee you, matter of fact, I'll put everything on this right here that I'm a Bears fan through and through. And I'm so disappointed in the team. Matter of fact, I'm embarrassed to call myself a Bears fan around my friends. I am. But I can guarantee you this, and I can put this on everything I love. And it's been a long time that I can use this. I'm talking about the Matt Nagy area, John Fox. I'm talking about all that. Next year, I guarantee you the Bears are going to be a whole lot different team. But they got to deal with the growing pains of Caleb Williams. I don't really see us winning nothing but probably one more game this season. If we win 2, shit, we'd be good. We'd be lucky. If we win 3, oh shit, we did our job this year. But to be honest, man, I mean, it's so rough right now to be a Bears fan. It's rough. I swear it's rough, man. I am so embarrassed, and I hate that it got to that point. But hey, y'all tell me what y'all feel about my comment. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all turn up, they're down. All I can say right now, they are all the way down.
I think everybody on this show was on the bandwagon of letting Matt Eberflus go this offseason. And that's not what happened. And, it is what it is. You can't go back and undo that, but you can fix it going forward by removing Matt Eberflus this offseason. And if Ryan Poles decides and they decide to hold on to Matt Eberflus going into next season, I need a dissertation to explain to me why. I need a Venn diagram to explain to me why. I need you to have the same press conference that you had to announce the construction of the new stadium, which then fell apart. I need you to have that same level of press conference explaining why Matt Eberflus still has a job. I need that to happen. If Matt Eberflus comes out of this season still with a job, I need all those things to happen to explain to me why the fuck does this man still have a job? Period. There's no way around it. I need all those explanations laid at my feet because I need to know why. I need to know why. And so that's my opinion on that one. All right, let's get into the last voicemail. This one's from MC.
Hey, this is MC from Atlanta. Calling back. You know what? I want you to, even if you don't play my voicemail, I want you to talk about this hopefully in your next podcast. So I listened to a voicemail you had on the last show. The guy, I think he's from Dallas, he started talking about the McCaskies, right? Do they got a bigger hand? And yeah, I read this article talking about they don't like, the sentiment around the league or whatever. They don't like hiring big name coaches because they don't want to have to give, what comes with a big name coach. You don't want to get control. That coach like a hardball. Not saying he's gonna come anyway, but Belichick, their level of control, like they know what they're doing. They know what good football looks like, and they know what winning football looks like. And maybe the McCaskies, feel like, hey, we don't want to be pushed aside or something like that. But that leads you to think like, is their ego bigger than winning? Like, they love Hallis. They love Nick George Hallis. Oh, you knew football. You knew how to play football, things like that. Oh, you knew how to get winning football. Okay, cool. So why wouldn't you want another coach, a proven coach, not this first-year coach coming in, defensive minded coach not knowing what to do? Like, I don't know, man. I'm after listening to guys from Dallas, I really feel like, they're not serious about football. And yeah, even bringing Kevin Warren in, I do like Kevin Warren because think about it. Ryan Poles had to fight for 3 days. I think he was fighting with Kevin for 3 days. Kevin wanted that guy gone. Eberflus gone. I feel like that, and he got respect for Ryan, so that's why he didn't cut him. But I don't know, man. I'm just thinking like, hey, man, talk about that, man. I really, like the boy from Dallas said, I really think like we might just be stuck. Stuck in a rut. MC out from Atlanta. And bear down.
The Bears not hiring big name coaches, that's interesting, right? Like to say that maybe they don't want to give the power over and things like that. And I can understand that to a degree, but here's the thing. Like I've said before, there's new power now here. Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles are here. And here's what I'll say to that. I get where blaming ownership comes in at, but if you accept a job and you know the limitations of that job, you got to go. And then if you say, hey, we're not going to hire a big name coach, then go out there and get the right. There are a lot of franchises that find success in creating big name coaches, right? So I still look at it and say, all right, cool. But hiring big name coaches, all right, that's a fail. But that doesn't abstain you. Just not hiring a big name coach doesn't mean you're automatically going to fail. There's a lot of franchises where, how do you think big name coaches become big name coaches? Because a team took a chance and they made the right decision on the right guy, and that guy developed into a big name coach. So I'm of two minds for it. Where the Bears are, I completely understand getting a big name coach, needing to pay up for it because you need somebody who's going to come in and have a standard of excellence for your franchise. But if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to hire a big name coach, then you need to be smarter about who the fuck you're hiring and make sure that you're doing it and finding the guy that can turn into the next big name coach. And that's where the Bears have also failed at. You can't fail at both. You got to pick a fucking struggle. If you're not going to be willing to pay a fucking big name coach, then the least you can do is go out there and find a guy, do your due diligence, or you're going to find a guy that's going to work the fuck out. Like, so, listen, either way, it's bad. So that's kind of my mindset on it. I'm not somebody who just looks and say, you just got to go out and get a big name coach. But if you're not going to, like, be fucking smart about it. And that's where the Bears have failed at. You can't be cheap and stupid. Like that, and that's the part of the problem with the Bears. If you're going to be cheap, be smart in how you use your money. Don't be cheap and fucking idiotic. That's just stupid. So that's my thought process, but I completely understand where you're coming from, man. But guys, that's my time for today. Make sure you guys are following the show at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.